Hail, viewer, 'tis I, Gaius Jonas Pulcher, and here is my centurion, Douglas Aurelius Maximus. For today we are engaging in the legions of Pikmin II. You know that's how the Romans pronounce their letters? Their numbers.
Oh yeah, I have heard a thing or two about that.
Yeah, it was kind of an hassle because, once you started talking, in the thousands, if you wanted to say, hey, I need 4 centurions of 88 men each, it was a conversation. It was a real hassle. Okay, so we're playing Pikmin 2, and do you want to watch the intro?
Yes, I would like to watch the intro.
Okay. So
Hokotate Freight is a long call. Oh shit! One day, its only employee of any merit, Captain Olimar, crashed onto an uncharted planet while on an interstellar vacation. There, he was aided by indigenous creatures, which he called Pikmin. In the end, Captain Olimar escaped.
They call this planet PNF 404. Ran into financial difficulties. Do you pronounce it Hokotate or Hokotate?
Hokotate?
Okay. I always grew up pronouncing it Hokotate, but
I wouldn't really know.
Yeah.
I was never base it off of how it would be pronounced in Japanese.
Hokotate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fure. Is that how that's pronounced?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
President of Hokotate Freight and local employee Louis.
So that was your ship in Pikmin 1. You kind of recognize it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to see you're safe.
Yes.
But sadly, I have an announcement that is not so glad. Our company is going under. Yes, we're finished. On his first mission, Louis here met a ravenous space bunny.
Wouldn't that be cute?
An entire load of golden Pikmin brand carrots was eaten.
I love how he's miming all
I
this.
took out an enormous loan to repay the debt from this loss. I decided to sell off corporate assets to repay the loan.
Including your personal ship, Almar. Hope that's okay.
No. But the only asset we had left to sell was your ship, the SS Dolphin. As for the rest of our loan... God. We have no means to repay it.
You go into work and your boss is like, well, we ran into some financial trouble, so instead of laying you off, we sold your car.
Oh, what is that? You brought that back as a souvenir for your kid?
Treasure, treasure, treasure. Money, money, money.
I would not expect the ship to have a greedy personality, but I'll take it.
Oh, he's got personality, and greed is one of many colors that colors his hue. Yeah.
What? There are more on that planet? They can repay our debt. Louis, you don't. Look alive. You must be part immediately. With Captain Olimar. Woohoo! They don't even show them get into the ship. They're instantly lifted off.
Okay, so background, dear viewers. You'll probably eventually see this, but we made a test record of Pikmin 1, and it went questionably.
Yeah.
So I might salvage some of the audio. It sounds kind of weird. Or actually, I haven't listened to it, so I don't know how bad it sounds. But so we've played Pikmin 1 before, and if you remember in Pikmin 1, when you get into your ship, basically it beams you in, you just stand in the light and just it made that exact sound too, so expect to hear that a lot.
Okay. All right, Louis, into the old rush bucket.
Oh, get in there. It spits you out because it's sassy. It's close. I've averted a crash landing. Running diagnostics. How upset would you be if I started skipping these? Because it's a lot of like...
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. So, if you care about reading all of this, you might want to be quick on the pause button, dear viewers.
Yeah.
So this is our hero, Alamarius Legatus Lucinius, Captain of the Legion.
Is it okay if we turn it up a little bit?
Sure. Alright. Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Wait, what was he eating?
Oh.
Okay. Because he's a, like, supposed to win enemy. I don't think he's allowed to actually eat your Pikmin, so he made the eating animation, and I got scared for a second.
Gotcha.
Okay, so there's nowhere we can go. We can find Louis. Also, notice the Louis-shaped impact in the snow. That's just comical. Yeah. Yeah. So, Pikmin 2 introduces the two-hero system. So, you can, while we're playing Louis, you can also switch contextually back into Olimar.
Oh.
Yeah. So, they're currently separated, so you have to play as if you were playing the old game where you functionally have one hero.
Right.
Yeah. And the Onion, because we basically just left and now we're immediately back, so it's still here. We don't have to dig it up out of the ground like we did last time.
Cool.
Yeah. And Louis kind of a moron. But it's okay. I also like the discovery music in this one. It's a lot cuter.
Yeah.
So we do the same thing we did last time. We grow Pikmin by these little pellet things.
Gotcha.
And they pull them back into that thing, and the onion spits out more seeds.
So, when you switch from character to character,
Yeah.
will the other character like go ahead and function on their own a little bit?
No, so a little bit. So if you have the hero and the hero is being attacked, the hero will move out of the way to protect himself, but he will not save his Pikmin.
Gotcha.
Any kind of like Pikmin control is only like you have to have a player do it.
Makes sense.
And the like self-preserving moving out of the way is also kind of janky. So yeah, functionally you have to do everything yourself.
Okay.
That would be cool though. Okay.
Pikmin 4? Huh?
Pikmin. I mean, Pikmin 3 introduced 3 hero characters, so that certainly is the trend. Although I feel like in Pikmin 3, you played them more independently. So like there was a Hero 1 campaign and a Hero 2, and they sometimes intersected.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's an uncopyrighted Duracell battery.
No, it's copyrighted. It's right there.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
True. Sorry.
Oh, you mean like it's...
it's actually a Duracell battery.
Yeah.
And not something like, I don't know, Dota cell battery.
Yeah. So I got to the point where I saw the credits in this, and I won't spoil how that occurs. But I saw the credits after this, and there was like a beefy special thanks section where they thanked like all the brands that they got licensing for.
Oh.
Or whatever that's called. Yeah. So like there was special thanks Duracell and like a bunch of other things. Yeah. So this one is slightly buried in the snow, so that's another mechanic. They have to dig certain treasures out. For Pikmin 1, everything was just on land or inside of a creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's adorable. It's great. So I'll call them so they're not lifting like a thing they can't lift for an hour. But yeah, same mechanics. They start off as leaves. They become bulbs if you leave them in the ground, and they become flowers if you leave bulbs in the ground. And there's yellow nectar that you can use to instantly turn them into flowers.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, we were talking last time about how this game is more or less exactly the same, but they double down on like different mechanics and like bits and like bells and whistles, and all of them are great. Like, none of them whiffed. I think everything that they added in Pikmin 2 is a strict improvement to Pikmin 1. There's, like, boss variety. Oh, it's pretty good. So just like Pikmin 1, Day 1 is kind of scripted.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You land, you get a set number of Pikmin. In this case, it's going to be 20. And then you get one piece of pickup. Yeah. It was going to be slow the first day, but that's okay.
Yeah. Let these young lads get their job done.
Yeah. Made in EC. EC. You see that too, right?
Yes.
What is EC? Do not recharge. I mean, like, it's in English. It's a D battery. Oh. So there is a reason why it's valuable. It's basically unobtainium. Like, you run into AA's and AAA's all the time, but D batteries, those are rare.
This is true.
Yeah. It's like the shiny Pokemon of batteries.
Courage reactor.
Yeah, and they're from Hokitate, so they don't know any of these things. Like, we know it's a Duracell battery, but they don't. And their language is different too. Like, it's this weird, like, square script. Sort of like cuneiforms. Yeah, so when we collect the treasure, then the day ends. It's just scripted like that.
Okay.
I think I talked last time on the Pikmin 1 record that we don't have yet, that coffee and an adequate amount of hydration is just top.
Right.
Speaking of which, do you want some coffee?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I kind of like, I guess I would call it ripple effect on some of the text.
Yeah. So instead of the captain's log that you had last time, you get emails from home.
Okay.
Yeah. And the first one is also kind of tutorial-ish. So this is the mission select page. And this is what they added from last time. So if you go to the Piklopedia, last time all you got when you encountered a new enemy is, like, sometimes the most interesting enemy is in your captain's log. But this one, you get to analyze all of them. And Olimar writes reports on them, like full-on studies.
Ooh.
Yeah. And, like, from a evolutionary biology standpoint, like, this is really interesting. Like, he gives them scientific names, and they reference other creatures in the game. So these are the only two things that we encountered. There's the little pellet flowers and those little bulborb things.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is something that I didn't know about these things until this game, because you would assume, okay, these are like the little kit versions of the bigger bulborbs.
Yeah.
But it's actually part of the bread bug family. So although it initially identified as a juvenile red bulborb, because we all thought it would be, new research indicates that it's in fact a member of the bread bugs that use mimicry to look like tiny bulborbs, which gives a lot of weird context to the last game. And you can also look at every treasure that you collected. Yeah. So it just adds like a little bit more immersion to this game, and I really like that function. if I start waxing nostalgic, it's because I had a good time in this game.
No, that's totally fine.
Yeah. So it's telling us, stand under it in the light and pull your Pikmin out.
Alright, fellas, gather around.
Legions, assemble! Whoops. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. And if we go back here, I think the flower should be fully grown here as well. So I've been watching speedruns of Pikmin 1, and I've picked up some of their strategies. Like, I'm not a speedrunner myself, it's just some of their strategies on how to be faster and more efficient are really great. Yeah. Like, if you leave just enough for them to move, you don't put any excess, it keeps more Pikmin so you can go out and do more things before you have to come back and, like, reinforce.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because while you're out, they're going to be carrying it back anyway, and having it move faster sometimes is not as relevant. Oops. And so you can separate your heroes, but if you have them together for things like this, they'll both be pulling Pikmin up, so it's a little bit faster. Yeah. Okay, that flower hasn't grown yet. There are no eggs up there. Yeah. Okay, so let's get this thing up. Yeah, so like you'll go over there and pull that seed. It just makes the whole process a little bit faster. So there's a value to keeping them together, and there's a value to splitting them up.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at 42, and I think the bag over there needs 35 Pikmin to flatten. So we discussed last time about how, according to the Hokate people, they don't know this planet, and so they call this planet PNF 404 because it's just like a scientific name. But we said last time that there are hints as to where PNF 404 is.
Right.
Yeah. Have you any clues as to what that is?
It's got to be Earth.
What makes you say that?
I mean,
my dear Centurion.
I mean, I wouldn't think we would find a Duracell battery on any other planet besides ours.
That's fair. Let's see. Yeah, so I want at least 8 to get on.
And a friend of mine back in high school told me a little bit about Pikmin 2, and I was like, oh, wait. PNF 404, planet not found.
Oh, is that what PNF stands for?
That's what I would think.
Oh, and then 404 error. That makes so much sense. I never thought about that. That's pretty good. For as long as I've played this game, I'm still learning stuff. Let's see. As soon as these guys come in, yep, we've got a big Mondo flower up there.
Ooh.
Get up there. Start punching the the wildlife. Show nature who's boss. Let's see, 30, 34. Okay, let's speed this up because we're still going to be here for a while. Okay, we've got 65. We'll probably get like 7 or something out of that thing. So we go to 72, and we can probably split into 2 groups of 30. Yeah. So 30 of them will work on this thing.
Right.
And then I think there's like 35 that we need to go on to that other piece of treasure.
So when you will want to... Let me think about it. Because each character has, like, their own amount of Pikmin.
Yeah.
So I would assume there would be some way where you could give some of the Pikmin you have, well, Olimar has, over to Louis.
Yeah, so like, so these ones are currently under my control. So if you see like the Pikmin and then the times and then 25 is in your squad, over 70 that's in the field, over the 70 that I have total.
Got it.
So if, for example, I'm with Louis, if I tried to call these Pikmin, they're under Olimar's control. Now you can exchange them either by throwing them out, by dismissing them, and then they become pick-upable by the other hero. The other thing that you can do is if this hero is over here and they have Pikmin and you want to just combine the two, you can call the hero and then they'll combine and work together. And then and you can even dismiss your other person by the same button.
It's that Pikmin tech, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, like this is a really good, I don't know what to call it. Like, it's not an interface really, it's not an engine really, but like the mechanics of this game are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this is underrated for like how complex its system is. Yeah. So we just bash down a wall. And this is just tutorializing like all the things that we can do.
Okay.
So it's telling us that you can use your C-stick to control how your Pikmin follow you. So like if you do that, they just sort of form like a rough legion. Since we're going with a Roman theme here. But you can tell them to like flank right, flank left. Yeah, using the C-stick.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So it was telling us, like, if you want to, say, attack an enemy from behind, you can, like, bunch them up and then use the C-stick to, like, drag them in. And they are considered active when you do that. So, like, if you do this, they will ignore everything in their path. While you're using the C-stick, they will try to grab onto everything in their path.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's an easy way. So instead of dismissing them near an objective, you can just use the C-stick to have them take it without leaving your squad.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Again, that Pikmin tech, yo.
Right? This is such an underappreciated game for what it was. So here's a new mechanic in this game. You can go underground.
Oh, shit.
Expressions of unease. So he's saying that when you approach a hole, so if you are divided into two squads, the squad that is with the hero that is pressing A on the hole will enter. So if you have it split into like 40 and 20 and the 40 is at the hole and you're using that one to go in, the other 20 will just return to their onions.
Gotcha.
So they won't be left behind the way that like if it's at the end of the day.
So before you went in the hole, like on the UI, I noticed there are like dots that represented like different elements, I would guess. Like there was a fire one, a water one, and an electric one, and then one more.
Yeah. Oh, you're wondering what that fourth one is?
I was just wondering, what did all of those mean?
Oh, it's the hazards that you'll encounter in the hole.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like a heads up because once you go into the hole, you're kind of committed as far as your Pikmin go. Because you don't have access to the onions while you're in here.
Yeah.
So it would be kind of unfair to just surprise you with like, oh, by the way, there's electricity and you have no way to deal with it. So it will be upfront with what's in the hole. Because it'd be unfair otherwise.
Wait, go over to the cap for a second.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to see what was on the cap, like the bottle cap.
Oh, it will show us the, the treasure. Yeah. So this is introducing that you cannot use the beasts in the hole, again, because you don't have access to the onion.
Yeah.
So you can't make more Pikmin that way. So he'll store it and he'll turn it into cash money.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, you can look at every treasure. We'll get a look at it.
Citrus lump.
Nice, refreshing mandarin. Profits.
Power. Branding.
Yeah, so it's a 7-Up. Oh. Mm-hmm. And here's the interesting mechanic. So even if the Pikmin are not in a squad and just sort of free, when you go into a hole, they will join you.
Okay.
So they just, everything snaps to the hole when you go down to the next hole. And sometimes that's exploitable. Sometimes it's just a quality of life thing. Like, I don't want to bring all of my Pikmin across the map. That's dumb.
Right.
And I can get them there. But sometimes you can use it as an exploit. So like if your Pikmin are in trouble, you can just kind of get out.
So when you're in the hole, does time still pass above ground?
No, and that's another exploit. So you know how like they do the 10-second countdown?
Yeah.
You can jump in a hole at like 5 seconds left. Okay, so he's saying that there's this treasure, which is great, but it's more heavy than 100 Pikmin can carry.
Oh.
Yeah, 100 red Pikmin will be unable to carry it. This is another huge clue as to where you are. Gee, I wonder where we are. But yeah, so there's 101, and you're only allowed to have 100 Pikmin at any time. What do? Yeah.
I'm really not even sure, but now I'm curious.
Yeah, there's going to be a... they'll tell you about it.
Okay.
We'll just
I'm very excited to see what else we're going to learn at PT today. Pikmin Tech Expo.
Yeah. So there's a flower.
Oh.
Yeah. So this flower can't survive above ground, but where it's warmer down here, it can. They
yearn to be tossed into the flower.
So, I don't remember if we got to see this in the last game, but there were flowers like this in Pikmin 1, but you only had red, yellow, and blue flowers. And if you had Pikmin of one color and you threw it into like a yellow one, they would all come out yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's purple flower. And it has a maximum lifespan of 5 Pikmin, so you can't abuse this. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Purple Pikmin, you say?
New lads.
Yeah. And they're a fucking unit. They are sirs of significance. They're an adorable lummox. And so now we've got these things. So the mechanic is if you have one of them, they count as 10 Pikmin. Or they can lift the equivalent of 10 Pikmin's worth of... They have 10 times the strength.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's how we do that. So we just got 10 of those, so they're functionally 100, and then we have other Pikmin on top of that.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So we can commit like 100 and some change onto this little globe thing. I'm gonna keep like... Okay, I want all the purples on there because I have to.
Yeah.
3, and then dismiss those onto that one. Yeah. Okay, and when I do these caves, I like to leave one of the heroes at the exit point. Because I can just switch into them, and it saves a lot of time. So I'm not doing anything other than just watching them carry it back, so might as well use that time. Exploit it. So we'll situate you over here. And it's just going to tell us that that's the way out.
Gotcha. So the big game of the the main premise of the game is to make sure that you pay off that debt.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is, like, within regular gameplay, are there, like, specific items that get you out of that debt? Or are there a lot of items that you can get to get out of that debt?
So the mechanic is you get treasures, and then the treasures get you money, and that's how you pay off the debt.
Right.
But no, there's not a way of, like, cheating parts of the debt. Like, you're not there's no item that, like, reduces the debt to, like, 9,000 instead of 10K.
Yeah, not like that, but saying, so, like, maybe you find, I'm trying to figure out how to word it correctly.
I gotcha. But yeah, so the beasts that you pick up are worth significantly less than any of the treasures that you get. So they're just loose change.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's just an outlet so that you can get rid of bodies on the battlefield.
Gotcha. So I guess I would ask, like, there aren't, like, so let's say I were to play through.
Okay.
Would I have to get all those exact same items in order to pay off the debt?
Oh, I see. So you're asking, like, is there exactly 10K worth of items?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, there's significantly more. I think it's closer to, like, 30K. So you are allowed to pursue this debt in any way that you want. If you wanted to, like, go down into the caves and get, like, 10K worth of animals, that's totally acceptable.
Gotcha.
You don't have to get, well, some of these things are scripted, so you do actually have to get certain treasures. But I think aside from, like, that globe, you're not obligated to get any other treasures.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's a lot more. So here's the mechanic about that globe. There are certain treasures that will assist you on your adventures. And that globe opened up another part of the map. Yeah.
Awakening Wood.
You may remember this map.
Is this, like, the very first map in the first Pikmin?
No, this is the second.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to listen to the robot. Who can? So the thing about purple Pikmin, so they're 10 times as strong. They can carry more stuff. They do everything just 10 times more than their other Pikmin brothers.
Gotcha.
So red Pikmin were really good in the first game because they had the fighting capability of, like, 1.5 Pikmin. These things are 10. So they are an exceedingly good, they're exceedingly good at combat.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So are there any, like, drawbacks or disadvantages for those purple ones?
So you remember how, like, each of the Pikmin had, like, an invulnerability? Like, the red ones are immune to fire?
Yeah.
The purples don't have anything. They're vulnerable to everything. Yeah. That's the only drawback, which is not such a drawback since most enemies reside on open land anyway. So it's kind of like an easily abusable drawback.
Okay.
Yeah. I get these lads flowered. So this thing was like a calamity in the first game. You had to have, like, 60 Pikmin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna engage it with 10, and that's fine. And that's fine.
Bonk!
Yeah. So because they're heavier, when you hit them with purple Pikmin, it stuns them. And the stun mechanic in this is it just stops moving. Whatever frame it's on, the enemy is on when it gets stunned, is just the frame that it stays on for a solid 3 seconds or something like it.
Ooh.
It's an absurd amount of time. So, yeah, like, you throw purple Pikmin at an enemy and it just stops moving.
Amazing.
I know. So if you have enough purple Pikmin, you just stun lock the enemy forever. It's stupid and broken. And the purple Pikmin essentially break this game. It's everything that was a problem in the last game just suddenly aren't problems anymore.
It's like the flex tape meme where it's like everything in Pikmin 1, purple Pikmin.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I'm going to flower these guys. Oh, the other drawback is they're very slow. So if you have leaf purple Pikmin, they will actually fall behind, and some of the enemies that rely on you being at a certain speed, they might actually fall prey to things that are otherwise easily avoidable.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So it's very important to keep these guys flowered. I think it's telling us that it's new. No. What are they trying to tell us about? Okay, so let's separate those guys.
Okay, so there's the red onion.
Huh?
So I assume later we would find, like, a purple onion?
Actually, no. So the purples, in the game mechanics, the purples they understood that it was going to be busted. I don't think they understood exactly how busted it would be, but they understood that purple Pikmin are very powerful and highly abusable. So they limit your ability to acquire purple Pikmin. The only way that you acquire them is through those flowers underground.
Oh.
Yeah. Because if you could just tell them, like, hey, carry this pellet back and make me 30 purples. Or carry back that bulb orb and make me 20 purples. That's insane.
Yeah.
Actually, there's stuff that I want to do, so I probably want to just send the purples to carry this back. So the purples, because they don't have an onion, they will carry it back to, I think it's the nearest onion is how that works.
Gotcha.
But there is a way that it determines which onion the onionless Pikmin will carry it back to.
Gotcha.
Let's see. And here's a treasure. Still waiting on this wall. Okay. I want to send some of these guys back. Okay, we're good. So the thing that I like to do is if you have flowers and leaves in the same squad, they'll assume that you want to use the best Pikmin. So it will always send leaves into the onion first, and it will take leaves out of the onion last. So if you have over 100 Pikmin in your onion, and some of them are leaves, you'll just never see them again.
Okay.
And so there's no way for you to improve them, and they're just kind of always there, and that irks me. So I try to have them flower before I put them in.
Yeah. Now, what are, like, those?
Oh, they're also a new mechanic.
Hey, friend.
Hello.
What's up?
Good. Wholesome Fridays.
Wholesome Fridays.
We're just playing a bit of Pikmin 2 in here.
Squeezing.
Oh, so we are recording. So if just making sure that you're okay with that, and second, if you are okay with that, introduce yourself to our dear viewers that I'm not sure how many of them we actually have.
Hello, everyone.
And we're going with a Roman theme today because we have legions of Pikmin. Yeah. So I am Gaius Jonatus Pulcher, and this is
Doug.
Douglas Aurelius Maximus.
Perfect.
So, who are you?
Give me a name. That'll be a good idea.
I mean, honestly, I was just rolling with Doug. Because, like, I would think since you are the main one commanding, I would just kind of be like, I don't know, kind of like the dimwit, like, right-hand man.
But you're not dim-witted. And
This is true.
And you're on my left. So, you're none of those things. Yeah. Also, so aside from the dead bug, do you see anything that's bad about this landscape? Actually, this should be a little bit more fair.
I'll
give you a hint.
Those flower beds.
Oh my god.
What?
I was like,
Right.
wow, look at all these sunflowers.
Yeah, so see, it's stunned, and it's just locked in that frame. And every time I throw purple Pikmin onto it, it continues to be locked in that frame.
Wait.
Yeah.
A minute.
So,
Whoa.
so the purple Pikmin are just broken. Let's see.
However,
Yeah.
how did you notice that flower was going to be different?
Okay, I'll try and show you the next time I run into one of those, but, so it's one big flower and then two side flowers. The side flowers have eyes and they blink.
Oh, so you kind of have to like look at it.
Yeah. Also, I've played this game before and it scared the shit out of me the first time that I played it when I was like 12.
Oh, that definitely scares a 12-year-old.
Yeah. So I was 12 and I was playing that for the first time and it scared the shit out of me. And I just remember that was there always because how do you forget that? Hello, I have teeth.
That reminds me of that mimic chest.
The what?
The mimic chest from Dark.
Oh, yeah.
That reminds me.
We definitely need to read about those in the Pokédex later.
Oh, yeah. So, wait, were you here when we played Pikmin 1? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, now they have a Piklopedia, which is sort of like a Pokédex, but for Pikmin.
Oh.
So, last time, if you encountered something that was cool or interesting, then he would write about it in his captain's log. But there are only 30 captain's log, and it's very possible for you to encounter more than one interesting thing you want to know about in a day. So they did away with that, and they introduced the Piklopedia, so you could read about everything at your leisure.
Nice.
Yeah.
The knowledge.
Yes.
Big brain ideas.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we're running a bit behind schedule for today, because there's parts that I want to hit. But I think we're doing okay. Flower that guy. I'll hit these things up and show you the mechanic later.
Okay. Yeah. They be walking.
Yeah. Okay. Get this together, and look, it's another hole.
Dungeon time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is the new mechanic in this game. You get to go down into holes.
Oh, that's cool.
A beast of unknown power lurks in these stuffs. A large Pikmin group will be reassured.
Style roars. Unlike the friendly roars. You may need flame-resistant Pikmin, you say. He wrote about that in his reports last time around. It was very specific in his captain's log. Red Pikmin are flame-resistant. Robot didn't do his homework. Came back, looked at these reports, and are like,
Hole of the bees.
Oh, it said level 1. How many levels are in the dungeons?
each of the dungeons has a unique... it depends on the dungeon.
Oh, okay.
So I will play this a certain way because the later dungeons are kind of assholes.
Gotcha. I do like this mechanic, though.
Which one?
Like, the whole dungeon system.
Yeah, right?
Like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if at one point we got a sort of Pikmin RPG.
Yo.
Oh my god.
And it's so easy, like, your stats are how many Pikmin you have. So especially in later holes where being gentle with you is not its top priority, it is very advisable to like take kind of a small combat team to go through and clear out enemies so that you don't just bumble into things that are murder.
Right.
And usually that involves purple Pikmin because they're the easiest one. You can take the least amount of them and have them still be like very significant. So it's usually a team of like 10 to 20 purples, and then you bring in the faster ones because they're good at cleaning up, and you just get the bodies out.
Yeah.
So if I play this in a certain way, it's because I've been to the later dungeons, and it's kind of trained me in a certain way. So I can be relatively sure that this place is now safe.
And do the people of Hokotate have a certain name for their currency at all?
Pokos.
Pokos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if there's a hero standing by the little suction thing, whether that be an onion or a spaceship, the Pikmin will automatically join the active heroes squad. Sometimes I can get
Stone of Glory.
Yeah, because it's a D-pad.
D-pad.
Oh, so if you missed out on the lore, this planet is called PNF 404, and it will drop some hints as to where this planet is. You missed two like big ones.
Did I?
Yeah, but they're not shy about it.
Yeah.
Oh, they pretty much like
They're pretty blatant
out there.
Yeah, they're pretty blatant with like this is where you are. Let's see, are those flowers we see?
Mushrooms. Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. We get more flowers, which means more dudes.
Chungus time.
Yeah. Oh, only 3-4 in there. And I think every time they play that music, it's a safe zone.
Safe zone? Oh.
Yeah. Otherwise, it will play the generic dungeon music.
Actually, I need to turn it up because I can't hear barely anything.
I think here, let me turn it up on the TV.
Yeah, that would help.
The music is very subtle. 33, sure. Because I think it's 33 out of 100. Anyway. And also, the eggs can also have potential to be an asshole. So sometimes the eggs are full of nectar like that, which automatically flower your Pikmin. Sometimes they're full of spiders. And, and the spiders, so they don't actually hurt your Pikmin. They're actually kind of like...
Nutrients.
What's that?
Nutrients?
What are those?
Nutrients?
Oh, so the spiders, when Pikmin touch them, they go crazy. Like, they just run everywhere. They leave your squad, even though they're not supposed to. But there's no way that they can actually hurt a Pikmin.
Oh, they just lose control.
Yeah, you just lose control over them.
Got it.
But because of the shockwave that the purples have, if you throw one well-placed purple into the whole pile of them before they disperse, you can catch them all in like the hurt radius and kill all of the spiders all at once. And then and every spider you kill has nectar in it.
Uh-huh.
So if you kill like 10 spiders, you get just 10 little spots of nectar. That's great.
Go crazy!
Yeah.
Power-ups.
Soap level 3.
Beasts. Let's see. I think this is where we first get introduced, to fire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the red Pikmin are flame resistant. So we're going to do the opposite play that we usually do. And instead of going purples in first and clearing out, we're going to do reds in first.
Yeah. The good old pass, aim, squeeze, sweep.
Yeah. And this time the purples will be our cleanup crew.
Ooh. Nice RPGs.
Yeah.
Well, man.
I think this is something
Oh my.
Doug specifically may recognize.
Holy shit. As a Famicom disc, but of what game?
Oh, Mahjong.
Yeah. So every time you collect a treasure, you're able to look at it.
Strife Monolith.
Okay. Let's see if we can get into this.
I cannot tell what game that is.
I think that's in very, very Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, every time you collect a treasure, you'll be able to look at it.
Oh. Will it get translated or just like...
Oh no, it will give it a name because they're not from PNF 404, so they don't speak these languages. So they'll give it like a unique name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cosmic Archive.
Yeah. So yeah, that's very in Japanese, so I can't tell.
Delve deeper.
Oh yeah.
Deeper.
Deeper,
What?
Oh, I can't wait for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do that same thing. Split up into red and purple. And yeah, that's another thing that happens when you dismiss Pikmin. They will automatically like coagulate into their colors to make them more easily selectable.
That's
Nice.
Yeah, they're the spiders. Okay.
God.
go.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Nice.
So you need to call them back because yeah, that one's still going crazy.
That was a visitor kill though. Wow.
Yeah.
Nectar.
Yeah. And collect these guys.
That happened very fast and very suddenly.
Yeah. So anywhere where there's like a little like cave nubbin like that is somewhere where an egg could spawn. Those could also spawn.
Gotcha.
So that was sloppy of me to not go into the little cave nubbin with purples, but you know, sometimes we're just a little sloppy.
And would there be any reason to visit the same dungeon more than once?
If you do something like you know how there are fire hazards here?
Yes.
Sometimes those hazards will preclude you from being able to collect certain treasures. So if you screw up and say, don't bring any red Pikmin into this cave, then you might need to ignore some treasures and then come back later.
Okay.
Another reason would be, like, especially this cave and the last cave that we went to are basically easy gimmies for purple Pikmin. So if you lose a cataclysmic amount of purple Pikmin, you can come back and, like, reinforce.
Ah, so more of a risk factor.
Yo, gaming wise.
Yep. See,
all the good
I feel like
shit.
Doug is just going to instantly recognize all these things.
It's like what all my cousins would play whenever they were like 10 when I was like 5.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't even take you a second. Like, you knew what this was.
Yeah. Dream Architect.
Yeah.
Dream Architect.
Alright, let's get this thing out of here. And we'll beef up some of our lads. Also, how okay are you with us using your name?
Oh yeah, I'm completely fine.
Okay. So this is Kara. Her social security number is the 643 817229426 and a half.
So interesting thing I noticed about that playing card is that it said Nintendo on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you guys may know this, but before Nintendo made video games, where they actually
poker cards.
They made a lot of toys.
Oh.
Yo, I did not know that.
And Nintendo is actually like super old. I think they may go back into
The 70s?
the late 1800s.
Wait.
Whoa.
Hang
Wait.
on.
I could be wrong about
Yo.
but I think Nintendo is very old.
Or my mom. Yo, wow. I thought they were pretty, like, early 19 or, like, mid-1900s.
Yeah, like, if you told me that, I would believe you, but it's not that I'm skeptical of your...
I gotta make sure I'm not, like...
Because, like, you're probably the Nintendo expert, especially in this room.
September 23rd, 1889.
Oh my god! Wow, they were thriving there. That was a long time ago.
Okay, so this particular boss, if you ever wonder where all of those bulb orbs come from, let's see, I want a small squad, there's 3. Fire team, really.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's
my.
a chunky lass.
Oh
Good God. What a unit.
Yeah. You thought the purple Pikmin were beefy. It's his beef house alpha.
Alpha's only.
Chugga's feet chug.
So she will roll around, and if you're stuck out there, you'll get rolled over and or have rocks dropped on you. That was questionable English.
Now, you did say she.
Yes.
Why?
This is the Empress Bullwax.
Goddamn.
I assume her whole entire body
She is thick.
Yeah.
she's carrying all the kids? Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Reminds me of Queen Bee.
You will run into a pregnant one of these later in the game, and she will just poop out babies, and all of them are able to eat your Pikmin, and it's just a hassle. She explodes because that's what women do, right? All of you are just explosives posted on our Bad Women's Anatomy.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever been on that Reddit? It's cosmic.
No.
So boss creatures are worth more coins because they're boss creatures.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
So before, things were worth like 1 or 2 Pokos. That one was worth 15.
Love tester.
So this is introducing another one of the treasures. So some treasures are just money, but some treasures will be helpful to you on your adventure. And so he's adapted the love tester into something that detects treasure.
Nice.
So you find it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then whenever there's no treasure in the room, it will shut down and then go gray. So that's how we know that we've done everything. And we're going to leave.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Complete. So, pardon me. So we had the volume down, so you probably didn't hear this. But so when the treasure thing goes gray, it does like a and you could hear that before you acquired this. So without it, like it's an early unlock, but on the previous caves, you could still tell when you finished a cave when you heard that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but that's okay.
So I guess probably what happened is, like, when they coded it, I guess, like, everything for it was still there.
Yeah.
But I would assume...
Yeah, they just hid the textures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I wanted to go in that cave is because you needed the 20 purples to get in here.
Oh.
Oh, I get it up, yeah.
These fuckers.
Get it up, yeah. And I don't know if we have time to drag that back. How many Pikmin do we have? We have 41... We have 68 in the Onion, so we have over 100, so that doesn't matter.
Now, did we have a map of the area in the first game?
Yes, so once you unlocked once you acquired the radar piece, it gave you the map.
Okay.
Yeah. but I also have played this a bunch, and I've memorized bits and pieces of it.
So now I guess I can go ahead and ask. I would assume that purple icon was like acid or something like that?
It's gas or poison, yeah.
Gotcha.
So if you saw that little wall in the background, there was just noxious gases coming out. Yeah, that will suffocate Pikmin.
Oh, okay.
And we don't currently have a way to deal with that. The void will provide. That's a Warframe reference. Which I heard Warframe is coming to Smash.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got...
Space Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why it's not also...
Which totally caught me by surprise.
Right?
Because at this point, I'm now like, what is Nintendo up to? And... Why are they just gonna say, hey, why are they just gonna go to random third parties and be like, hey, you want a Spirit and Smash? Well, alright, we got you one.
Get on
Here you
here.
go.
Yeah. So, dear viewers, you might have seen me go into each of those side nubbins with purple Pikmin. That's, again, the thing that I do, because this game has beaten it into me.
Okay.
What's that?
Nothing.
We got another name brand.
I thought it was chewed back by like a dick.
Honestly,
That's what
I did too.
I didn't want to say anything.
Not gonna lie, they had us in the first half.
I mean, like...
Mints? Oh, polish, shoe polish.
Yeah. I recognize that even the first time I played it because my dad has a bottle of that.
Yeah.
Or it's not really a bottle, it's a
It's like a little, how do you say it? You take a brush, not a brush, but like a brush.
a brush. Brush.
And you just shoe shines it in his black shoes.
Yeah.
April Fool's joke, replace it with just black painter's ink,
Paint.
and the punchline is they don't notice.
I think
Super
I'm
glossy acrylic black paint.
Oh no! I feel like you'll start showing when it creases out.
Oh,
and it starts flaking.
Yeah, because black acrylic paint is so flaky. Okay, so this is going to be our combat team, and this is going to be kind of our cleanup team. Okay, so you can tell that these are fire creatures because their little nubbin nose is red. Yeah. So the red ones were the only ones in Pikmin 1, and we've encountered that in Pikmin 1.
Yeah.
But in this game, there will also be like water hose ones. And again, he's stunned. So the way that you're supposed to do this, and we did this in Pikmin 1, is you're supposed to rush it with red Pikmin because they're fireproof. And in this one, purple Pikmin aren't fireproof, but if you just stun them, they'll never hurt you again.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I do really like the strategy of, alright, here are the Ooga Booga boys. They're gonna, like, get all the trouble out the way.
Yeah.
And then the little lads are just gonna go through and try and pick up what they can.
Yeah.
I wonder what is that?
What's what? Oh, it's a bottle cap. Or, excuse me, for you immersive listeners, it is treasure.
It is treasure. Ah, you
Yeah. I'm not here to take immersion away from anyone. That's fine. Oh, and if you notice that we're in the air, if you throw Pikmin off the side, they will die.
Oh!
Yes.
I was thinking, they're just gonna, like, bounce off.
Hey, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Game physics. Dr. Pepper.
Drought Ender. Yeah, and it goes... Yeah. It would make that sound effect even before you collected the thing.
Are there any, like, current Pikmin games or, like, up to date?
I think the most up-to-date one is Pikmin 3 on the Wii U.
Oh.
And there's also Hey Pikmin on the 3DS.
Yeah.
I haven't heard much about that one.
Yeah, me neither. I just stumbled onto it because I was looking up, like, Pikmin seed values for certain enemies.
Mm-hmm. You just saw it.
Yeah. They're like, but this one appears in Hey Pikmin. Ooh. How mysterious indeed.
Hot house. White Pikmin? Pip.
Yes.
Yes.
Pikmin. There we go.
Yes.
So what do the white ones do?
I'm very excited to see.
Well, so when we entered this cave, so in the game mechanics, once you go into a cave, you no longer have access to your onions. So you can't get more Pikmin. Right? So the Pikmin that you go in with are the ones that you will play the entire cave with. So it's important to know, like, what's in the cave and what Pikmin to bring. Because if you have something like, oh, there's a fire hazard and you don't bring red Pikmin, you're kind of out of luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so cute. Oh.
Oh.
Wait
Yeah.
a second. Whoa.
Ah.
Yeah. So when we entered this cave, it showed us fire as a hazard, but it also showed us, like, purple gas.
Oh.
Yeah. Which we hadn't discovered yet.
It's a certain captain never documented them.
Well, I'm sorry if I was fighting for my life last game. Benefit of future generations. Like Pikmin 3. Let's see. Interestingly, I don't think they show up in Pikmin 3. Because we get, like, rock Pikmin or something. Wait, no, I think white comes back, purple does not. Because they realized purple's busted.
They had to do something about it.
Yeah, they're like, we need to fix this. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's one of those, like, egg ghosts in here. Yeah, there we go. And so we can get these boys a drink. They also changed the how those droplets work. Because in the last game, anything that was on it when the first Pikmin started suckling on it, that was the only ones that you would get. Whereas here, it is active until it is consumed. So it is much easier to get flowers in this game.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's telling us that white Pikmin also have the fringe benefit of they get to see treasures that are completely underground.
Yo.
Yeah. And then once it's partially above ground, you can use other Pikmin to help dig it out.
2.
Yeah.
That's so uniform. I love it.
Yeah. White Pikmin also run faster. So purple Pikmin run significantly slower, and white Pikmin run significantly faster.
Yeah.
I think.
Slow but tanky.
Yeah. Be an actual tank.
Another level.
Yeah. So y'all know that Star Wars Clone Wars meme where there are clone troopers like hanging on for dear life, and then the Jedi like offers his hand to help them up, and he goes, "Why are you helping us, sir? We're just clones. We're expendable." And he looks down and goes, "Not to me." Okay. So they're also going to try and explain the mechanic where you notice they burped out like a little cloud of poison.
Yeah.
They're poisonous. So if a creature eats them, they take health damage.
Fucking nice.
Whoa.
So if you don't want to deal with an enemy, you can just put like 1 or 2 white Pikmin, and it doesn't take much. Like I think 1 white Pikmin will deal with like an entire big bulb. Now, some of the boss ones that just have an absurd amount of health, you might need like a couple. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. But so these things can wander into poison and deal with it, and it's fine. Because they're poisonous. So I'm just going to roll through and deal with hazards. Sort of the same general MO.
Okay.
Yeah.
So seeing that all these things are underground, like, are we to assume that, like, the monsters and stuff down in the dungeons brought them down?
Oh, I hadn't thought that far, but possibly. I mean, there are certain things that, like there's this mushroom that's growing somewhere. Oh, over here.
Yeah.
It might just be growing down here. But that chapstick, possibly. Or it could just be like a previous landfill. That's not explained.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Chapstick.
Yeah. I dismiss these guys. So I like to station a hero at the exit, just in case. Because no matter where the Pikmin or the other hero is, all of them will snap to the exit when you hit the exit.
Hopefully, like, my crunching is not being
toast.
registered by the mic.
Okay, so last time we played Doki Doki Literature Club, one of the voices was actually Doug and I eating wafers and going like,
You're playing Doki Doki Literature Club?
yeah.
Yes. That was a good time.
Drama. I thought I was going into a, fun, wholesome schoolgirl.
Hey, don't spoil it.
Oh. No, that's what it is.
Oh, okay. If you're watching a Pikmin playthrough and you expected to have no spoilers for a completely different game, you've been sorely mistaken. Like that one's on you. Okay, so this is the boss arena. Boy, get in there, you. And so they give you these eggs as like a gift just in case like your Pikmin get deflowered. But they can be full of spiders, so it's prudent to clear them out.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. And you're supposed to take all of your Pikmin in and fight this thing is absolute war. So they were playing, this thing.
Oh my.
Only reason I recognize it is because it's an assist trophy in Smash Bros.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yo, okay.
Is it a bird snake?
Yes. So some of the pro speedrunners are able to really cheese this boss. So it comes down to personal skill. So sometimes it'll come up in one move like that and be ready, not quite instantly, but very quickly. And then there's one where it comes up kind of halfway, and that one's a little bit more exploitable. So I only know how to exploit the exploitable one. But some of them are able to just throw Pikmin onto that.
Okay.
And I can't.
So are you saying, like, in that position it's in now, you would not be able to go...
But see how, this one's coming up a little slower, and then it has to, get into position?
Oh.
Yeah. That's how I was taught to deal with these things in the first game. And so that's how I dealt with it in this game. But there are some people who are just able to, land when they're active and somehow not get their Pikmin eaten.
Yeah.
And those are, the real pro speedrunners. I just haven't figured it out.
Glove.
Yeah.
And its head.
That was my man. Oh, that's...
Yeah, no, that's its head.
That's... oh my gosh.
I think that one's worth... I don't think it's worth as much as the Empress Bull Blacks, but it's also a boss creature, so it's worth quite a bit.
Okay.
Imagine a 10-year-old playing this and just carrying the bird's head casually to your ship.
I'm not a sociopath. It's just Pikmin. You need to feed it to the onion.
A 5-man knapsack.
Yeah. So again, all the treasures that have light coming from the back of it is it's part of what's called your Explorer kit, and it makes the game easier. And so press X to take a nap.
Sleep.
Yeah. So there's a mechanic. So let's say I go... Actually, let's see how much this is worth. 10. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Nice.
So if you dismiss your Pikmin with X, and if you continue to hold X, you'll go to sleep. And one of the things that you can do when you go to sleep is they will carry you back to wherever you need to go. So if you want to like just go and do something in real life, you can just take a nap and they'll carry you back with the treasure.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
It's an auto button.
Yeah.
Pikmin tech, baby.
I know.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Geyser. So cute.
Yeah. And so, like, your ship will try to, like, pull you in like treasure, and then you get bonked on the head. You don't take any health damage, but it wakes your hero back up.
Safe enough.
Yeah. Do any of you want to play for, like, a little bit?
Nah, I'm gonna let you have it.
Okay, because I need to pee. What's up? Okay. Well, Doug's been watching it, so...
I still haven't, like, fully picked up on how to play it.
Okay. Well, like, then we're getting close to the end of the game. I mean, the end of the day. So, it's A to throw Pikmin, the right stick to move them and command them, left stick is, like, moving people, and then X is to dismiss them and, like, categorize them, and then B is to call them.
Okay.
And Y is to change heroes. Alright. Really need to go.
Alright. So, goal right now is to get back to the ship, right?
Yeah, like you can put your Pikmin back, or you can grow more Pikmin.
Okay.
There's no goal right now.
Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these back. Sorry, guys. Despite the fact that I've been watching him play Pikmin the whole time, I have yet to pick up on how to play the game.
Same here.
So I think it looks like everybody. And I think our goal right now is to head home. Then I need to put these back into the ship. We're gonna figure this out. That's the call, so I think I need to press. Well, that does that. That's the call. Okay, so we just swapped characters. Oh yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe I'll like stand here.
Is there a certain button to trigger it to go up into the ship?
I think so, but I totally forget the button.
Let's see.
No, okay, press buttons until something works. Because last thing I want to happen is like, oh,
What button was it?
it was A.
Oh, it was A.
I'm back.
So, at the most, I finally figured out how to get the Pikmin into the ship.
Okay. And I think it's just telling us that it's nightfall. Yeah. Okay, so Kara, you know the mechanic where if your Pikmin are out and about, then...
They die.
Yeah, they get left behind, they get eaten.
If they're outside of, like, the safe zone.
Yeah. So there's a safe zone under every onion, there's a safe zone under the ship, and otherwise they need to be in your onion. Yeah. You can stand under the ship, and because the white Pikmin and the purple Pikmin don't have onions, they just kind of hide out in your cargo hold.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. I'll just go ahead and end the day. There's not much more we can do. But yeah, starting to figure out that a nice coffee and adequate hydration has, its pros and cons.
Pros and cons, definitely.
Double-edged sword.
Coffee will burn you out. That's one thing.
Also, caffeine, I think, is a diuretic. But
yeah, it is. It definitely is. I'm kind of trying to get off from it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting lightheaded.
Oh, wow.
Not a good sign.
Yeah. So I've been reading about, read, past tense, about this thing called the ADHD caffeine paradox, or the stimulant paradox. Have you heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
So people with ADHD have reported that caffeine actually makes them sleepy, but there's no like solid, verifiable, and reproducible evidence that that's the case. So the predominant theory is that it's more due to dehydration than it is. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And perhaps that's more susceptible for people who are either ADHD or on medication. Don't quote me on this. This is not a science podcast.
Just what we think of it.
Yeah. Do your own research. Yeah. But yeah, so this game introduces the Piklopedia.
Oh,
and so, yeah. So, yeah, here are the little spider things that make your Pikmin go crazy. And you know how like the Pikmin are named after Pikmin carrots? Mm-hmm. So you can chuck carrots at these to see how they would react to Pikmin.
Oh, why?
So it's like for research purposes. And Olimar also writes reports on...
Oh, what they actually do and what they do. Are.
Yeah. I'm going to swallow my tights. Wait, females of what? Fair enough. Swallow. Oh, that's weird. Pikmin seem to dislike the scent, and after entering the host's female body, the mitites lay their own eggs inside the host's eggs prior to the host spawning. Interesting. So this is one of those like you know the fish where like it just gets completely ingested by the female and it just like dissolves into her body.
Yeah.
So see, it's got the eyes.
Now yeah.
Shit.
Oh man, that's scary.
Yeah.
Wait, how do they react to carrots?
Yeah. So they will put their bulb down to eat, but if they whiff, then they'll fall over, and that's your opportunity to attack.
Oh.
Yeah. But they have to whiff. If they successfully get Pikmin, they'll just keep going.
Oh god.
And there's the Empress Bulblax. I don't think you can trigger her to actually enter her combat setting, because she needs to be dealt damage to be woken up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I really like that, where, like, not only do you get to see the creature in action, you can actually interact with it to see, like, what it does.
Yeah. I mean,
they're in tech, yo.
Yeah.
Wow, really pretty advanced for...
You can look at every treasure that we've gotten, so... A key clue as to where we are. Yeah. Another rather key clue as to where we are.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, somewhere in the top area of the globe.
So it didn't say, like, which continent we're at, but the top globe had a little, like, microchip. Probably, like, you know, if you were in a classroom setting, you can take the chip out and then use it to, like, instruct students or whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it didn't say clearly, like, what continent we're on.
Alright.
But it does indicate what planet we're on. Yeah. And there seem to be no humans.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh. Could be before humans.
Oh no. It can't be before humans because we didn't have Duracell batteries until...
Oh yeah, you're right. What am I thinking? Wow, Duracell batteries in, like... Caveman era.
Yeah. You remember when our ancestors discovered Duracell? It was a good week for them. They discovered fire and then they discovered Duracell. And wow. Shit was good. Yeah. Okay, so my MO, I'm gonna set that team of white Pikmin to take down that barrier and then take a sojourn with purple Pikmin, kind of like a little combat team. Say 40. Yeah, so your team composition in this game is much more important than in the last game. Yeah, because you're going to go into caves with, like, very... I wouldn't say very complex puzzles, but, like, the puzzles will matter what you bring in.
Yeah.
Okay, so while the white Pikmin are working over that wall, I'm going to show you the mechanic of these berries. Ooh. They'll climb up and they'll knock these things down. There's no clear indication as to what they're for. Ooh. Yeah, get on with it, you lazy shit. So they took it to their ship and not the onion. So it's not food.
Ultra spicy essence.
Bring me another specimen. Lackeys.
So, like, now that I'm really seeing the two-player mechanic in action, like, this is pretty good shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you can handle 1 to 2 tasks with one character.
Yeah.
And then, like, another 1 to 2 tasks with the other.
Yeah. So it opens up your bandwidth a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red berries has yielded a powerful potion. Ultra spicy spray. Untested, it will definitely be spectacular. Okay, so this is used on your Pikmin.
Ball spray. Oh, for what, like honey berries?
For 10 berries.
Oh, berries.
So each of those stalks had 5 berries on them. Mm-hmm. So they gave us 2 plants for a reason.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's our first one. Okay, so that one's also poison. Alright. So until they get done with that, we're kind of relegated to growing Pikmin and or getting berries.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Can we expect there to be more potions?
Perhaps.
Uh-huh.
I won't spoil that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Dun, dun. Okay.
I just noticed.
Yeah.
Let me ask, but where do you stream?
What?
Where do you stream?
So what is it? We record these. It's not streaming, and then I'll edit it, and we post it to YouTube thus far.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But there's nothing that precludes us from streaming. It's just I'm a little more cautious, and I like having like that editing ability.
Yeah.
Especially in this kind of environment.
Yeah. Sometimes people come in and just say incredibly racist things.
Yeah. And that's not good.
Not good.
Yeah. It was cosmic. Okay. There's this thing. And again, the purple Pikmin, in the last game, these guys were harder to exploit because you had to just tag them with Pikmin.
Yeah.
But this one, you can just throw a red Pikmin just anywhere near it, and it's fine. It'll drop its stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so they finished with that. You clear out the poison. And we've got another wall to do. And I'll show you the red spray there. Because it's most useful there.
Ooh.
So Louie's off doing nothing right now because I'm not controlling him.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we spray them with spicy...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
They get supercharged.
Let's fucking go. Pikmin tech, baby.
Yeah. Increased speed and attack power. So they just do everything, I think, twice as fast. For a short amount of time.
Now, I also noticed that sort of red nectar right there.
Yeah. Yes.
What's that?
What is that?
It's more spray.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it the red thing that it was
Yeah.
giving intel about?
Yeah. So they might be at this for a while because that red spray is going to wear off a little bit, and there's a way that you can cheat that thing. So the way that they revamped the nectar, the sprays count as like a kind of nectar. So the Pikmin can't drink it per se. We take it up and then add it to our inventory. But because of the way that they revamped the nectar system, where it will stay active until it's fully consumed. there's an exploit that you can do. So let's go. And then I'll dismiss, switch to Louis. Louis will shove Olimar into it. And I drink it too.
Oh.
I get 2.
Nice.
Wait, aren't they wearing suits? Helmets?
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Pikmin physics. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. Played this game for years, and I only discovered that maybe like a couple weeks ago. My brother insists that we used to do that, but I can't remember ever doing that. Yeah, so same with the nectar system. Last time, it was really finicky as to which Pikmin were able to drink from it. Now, the entire droplet stays active until it's fully consumed.
Okay. It doesn't disappear or dehydrate, evaporate. English is hard.
I know. It is hard. I think it's like the hardest language, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So about how many potions can you have? Well, how many of one potion can you have?
Oh, it's infinite. You collect the berries.
Nice.
You collect the berries, you have potions. I think in my last playthrough I had like 20-something of each because I've just been farming them. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go. The flowers have eyes.
Shit.
Oh my.
Yeah, get 'em. Get 'em, boys. And our Pikmin don't like water, so we'll just build this bridge. We have 67? Okay. Seems good.
Oh. The half of the canoe.
Yeah. And another thing, like when we get to bridges, they'll automatically, if the group is sufficiently large, they will automatically squish in so they can go on the bridge instead of just, oh, you want us to go forward? Okay, into the water then.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because, like, you wouldn't think of that to program in, would you?
No.
I would not.
Right. So the first time around, they're just like, yeah, the Pikmin will follow like a basic algorithm. Mm-hmm. But that came to when they got near bridges, they'll just walk into it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Those look like around like a house, definitely, or like a garden area.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's just the afternoon. We're making good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 2 heroes, you also hit things harder.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. What?
Or
can you explain the second?
What's up?
The second the character.
Louis.
Oh.
Louis.
So, after the first game, so it assumes that you were successful in the first game and repaired your ship. So you come home and your boss tells you that the company that you work for is going into debt.
Oh.
They've gone bankrupt. So they send you, and you're holding like this little souvenir that you collected from this planet while you were here last time, and you drop it when he tells you, we're done for. And the ship picks it up and says, wow, this is worth like a year of your salary. And so the boss gets an idea to send you to this planet to pick up more treasure, because he said, yeah, this stuff is lying around on the ground.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, there's more of this stuff? Okay, great. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. So Louis is the other employee. The company's really small. It's basically the president, you, and this guy. And,
Oh, 3 people.
yeah. And it's a whole shipping company, which is awkward.
Oh god.
Okay, we're getting into the evening, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. Okay, we're not going to collect any more Pikmin, so it's okay, I think, if we go just like full 100. I think that's fine. Don't worry, I know this map. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, so it's saying that this one also has a little chip in it, and we can decode this.
Australia.
Australia. I wouldn't be surprised if some of this was in Australia because the animals are just horror beasts. Oi, nah.
Yeah, it was not exactly what we want to hear.
Let's get in.
Yeah, we got time. We got plenty of time.
So about how many levels or how many hours, whichever you think is more like feasible, would it take to recover the dead?
Last time I recovered it in 13 days.
Okay.
In 13 Pikmin days.
Oh.
And each day is about 20 minutes, but as me and Doug were talking about before, as you go into the caves, time stops.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can, you know how like you count down from 10 to 0 when you, when it's nearing the end of the day? Mm-hmm. You can jump in at 5 seconds till end and you can just play through the whole cave.
Oh.
And then come back and it'll say 4. Yeah.
Whoa.
So you can exploit it that way.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Notice these berries are a different color.
Yeah.
Lilac.
Yeah. I told you I knew this map.
Ultra bitter
essence. Yeah.
Monetary value.
No monetary value. This is the real treasure of the game.
This is it.
Yeah. But really, though, like I love farming for the purple berries because they are just so valuable. They're so valuable. Wait, did that say that I have 70? Oh no, it meant that I have 70 in my squad.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like 70 purples. Like, are we?
Are we not?
We're not that good at this game.
A die.
Yeah. Excuse you, it's a chance totem.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so I think that's all I'm going to do for the rest of the day is farm for purple berries and or red berries. So while we wait for this to regrow, one thing that I have to remember is I've also got a single Pikmin on the other side because of that, like, teeter-totter brick thing.
Yeah.
Hey, friend. I know this is something, but...
Is there... Yeah. What's going on?
I'll see if y'all want to come upstairs and play some Xbox.
Ooh, what kind of Xbox?
Xbox One.
Oh, I meant, like, what kind of game?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I've got quite a few games.
Okay. What do y'all think? Because we're actually recording, just in case that's something you're okay with. Like,
Oh, yeah, no, I don't. Like,
Okay.
Don't do it for me too.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure you're okay with that.
Yeah. No, I've tried streaming, and I like it. I've just never gotten into it.
Yeah.
Like, I've also been trying that on my own time.
Mm-hmm.
TwitchTV.DougFunny.
TV.MissMusicful.
We'll actually have all of these links in the description.
I've kind of just been playing whatever my laptop can run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mostly just like stuff on emulators.
Yeah.
We're using Steam for certain things.
Yeah. Steam's a nice, easy thing that you can do.
If you have money,
Yeah.
give it to us.
They're good sales. Sometimes they $1.
True.
I actually just bought Final Fantasy IV and the After for $11 yesterday because Square Enix is having a sale right now.
Yeah, you're right.
So I bought all my stuff
Oh.
yesterday.
Good stuff. Yeah, would you like to take a seat?
Scared me.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I'm about to go upstairs. Sorry, I didn't know y'all were recording this.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Yeah. I just wanted to check that you're okay with like that, or if you want me to edit you out.
Yeah.
John, you're good, buddy.
Yeah.
I actually just had an interview on Wednesday.
Ooh. Are you at liberty to say what for?
The Signal.
Okay.
Our campus news thing?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. What time is it? I have class.
It is 12:53.
Uh-oh.
No, I forgot about class.
Uh-oh. Okay. So this follows the same game mechanic as last time, where if you leave a map, all of the monsters come back.
Yeah.
But it's probably worth our while to come back to go to the new one, because I don't think there's a limited amount of things that we can do back here.
Okay.
So yeah, let's go.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Kara has left the game. I forgot to ask him if he's okay with us using his name. So, other player has left the game.
Alright.
Yeah.
So I saw the yellow onion.
Yeah.
I think probably after this map, we can go ahead and end it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna take a quick comment team because there's so much in here that wants to murder you. So we're gonna explore a little bit first.
Gotcha.
Yep. So it's saying, hey, watch out. And there's also the added risk of this whole map is water.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's just
That's never fun.
that's just a bit difficult. And then there are also bugs here, the worst kind of bug. Yeah. So this map is just a little bit of an ass ache. I want more than that. Probably 50. I think that's sufficient to deal with the thing. And these frogs come back. They're hateful little things. But they can't see behind them, so they can eat shit.
Bonk.
As a courtesy, do you want me to not go down any caves? Because I can lean hard into just like growing yellow Pikmin, because that's basically what this day is for.
Okay.
But I can like artificially extend it by going into a cave. But if you've like, I know you've got stuff to do, so we can end it naturally if that's what you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So again, that teeter-totter thing, it just means that you're not going to get all of your Pikmin with you. It's kind of
Right.
annoying. Okay, and this thing, just a jerk. And there's a Bulborb that is on fire, because that's just the thing that we need.
Okay. So I kind of see what the thing was there.
Yeah.
Like, you get the big boys on it, and that weighs it down.
Yeah. So in the original game, when you played with this, you needed to get like 10, 15 Pikmin to get it weighed down.
Yeah.
It will fall out of the ground or fall out of the air if you hit it with a Pikmin, like any Pikmin.
Yeah.
But it will try to get back up, and it will fail to if you have a sufficient number of Pikmin on it.
So, now that I think about it,
Yeah.
like, you know how when we throw those purple Pikmin and they make that impact,
Yeah.
like, the whole entire screen shakes.
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, relative to us, like, I wonder would we even feel something like that?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think it's this game is actual size.
Yeah.
Because, in the original Pikmin 1 instruction manual, it had a little guide as to like how big Pikmin are, and then it compares it to what is it called? Like your GameCube things, like your GameCube controller, and they're
everything here is
tiny.
very small.
Yeah. So we're rather massive. Like if we plonked a GameCube controller next to them, like it would probably take 300 Pikmin to pick up. So yeah, I'm not sure. We'd probably have like so much health. Like if they tried to kill a human, like how to kill a human with Pikmin. Okay, so the reason I brought Nah. Okay.
Huh.
Oh.
I do not like the look of what looks like an egg sac is.
Oh. So, it's a kind of fungus. I don't think it's a spoiler because I probably just I probably just skipped it explaining it to you, but it's a little fungus. And you know the plant that grows spice berries?
Yes.
Or potion berries? Yeah. It's just that, and it's suffocating the spice plant.
Oh.
Did we... I don't think we got any KIAs, so that's good. Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
That was close, and that was sloppy of me. I probably should have had like 60 plus. Let's see. It was close. So close. Okay. Wait. Yeah, never mind. And that wall had poison, so I'm going to need these guys. Break down the wall. So while these guys are working over that poison wall, I'm probably going to take Louis around and then grab that one purple Pikmin and then take him home.
Yeah.
And I'll probably set the squad to work over that fungus because I don't like it. You're right. I don't like the looks of it either. So let's set squad to work this thing over. I feel that. I'm not sure if the mic picked it up, but Doug just audibly cracked his neck, and I felt that.
I think it's a neat little detail that when you bump into the dandelion, some of the seeds kind of fly out.
Yeah.
The simple things.
Yeah. This game is really good at being immersive. Again, I think it's just so undervalued. Yeah, get in there. Wait. When did this happen? Who told you to do that? Okay, so they finished with with that thing. Yeah, so the little thing came out of the ground. And then as these mature, there are these bugs that come out and want to eat it.
Gotcha.
And so they will prevent you from being able to get the berries because they'll try to eat the berries themselves.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it's not. I kill them on sight. Okay, that means it's noon.
Okay.
Oh, there's 3 of them this time. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, another quality of life thing, if you press up on the D-pad, you get to select which grade of Pikmin. So in the last game, you just had to kind of guess which ones were your flowers and leaves. In this one, you're able to select them specifically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pikmin tech, yo.
Yeah. They really learned from their first game. And the first game, for its time, was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Okay, so that thing's down. I'm going to get nectar for these guys. Yeah. Probably should do that. Okay, so it's not the closest onion, because otherwise that would have gone to the yellow.
Relax.
Yeah.
It's been a while, old friend.
Probably been like a couple of days. 'Cause, like, he went home using hyperspace, and then went immediately back. Okay. This ultra bitter spray.
Okay. And from what I just read, we, as in Olimar,
Yes.
can go after enemies with that spray.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes. It's rather nice. Okay, let's see, where are we? So we're going after these things. Get back here. You go in there. Take these things, flower them up. They will... Yeah. Okay. Trying to multitask here.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm also trying to not get... Actually, getting 100 Pikmin, especially if we're growing yellows, doesn't matter because they're all leaves today anyway. So yeah, put that in. That's fine. That's okay. Matters less. Yeah. So every time you use the C stick, it plays like the little reveille.
Yeah.
And it's in their... everyone has their own instrument.
Ah.
And Olimar's whistle is also different. So this is like a Western whistle, and this one is like a European whistle. Yeah.
Ah. I didn't catch on to that.
Yeah. So like it sounds like something you would hear like blown at you if like a French police officer. And this one is like an American gym teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? Here we go.
The little things.
Yeah. Alright. Probably what we're gonna do next time or the next day is okay, and it's explaining to you that if you have 100 Pikmin, they just, instead of spitting out seeds, it'll just grow inside of the onion.
Oh.
Hey, buddy. What up? We're getting visits from all the friends today. Let's see, what else did I kill? Oh, I killed the, what's its face? Little fire pig, and this thing.
Yeah.
So I need at least one of those, and then the other two are that thing. One yellow needs to be on this. One yellow needs to be on that. And let's see, one yellow needs to be here. Yeah. And well, let's just take this back as well. And we're pretty good here, so we'll just put these guys back. Or we won't, so that the seeds go directly into the onion, because I don't want to I want to deal with their shit. I don't know if we have time to go and get that frog. Do we have time?
Huh.
Okay. We definitely have time to just clean up the mess outside.
Right.
Okay. That's probably how we'll finish this day. We'll do like a no treasure day. This is just a setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We got ourselves purple spray, and we got ourselves a bunch of yellow Pikmin, and then we'll really hammer it tomorrow. But that will be next time around, dear viewers.
Because Man,
Yeah.
this has been a ride.
Yeah.
Like, going from Pikmin 1
Yeah.
and then seeing, like, all the dank tech we get in Pikmin 2.
Yeah. They really thought this through. I wonder how much of it was like player feedback, because a lot of these are things that you wouldn't think about until you play the game. Like, I don't think this was designed in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I would assume this is like 2002, 2003.
Makes sense. We looked it up last time and we instantly forgot it.
Okay.
So that's awkward.
We'll see.
Let's see, 5 seconds. Can we get all this stuff in 4 seconds? Okay, so these guys definitely know. 2. Okay, these guys definitely know. Yeah, there we go. And the outro music is also based on who the active hero was.
Ah. So Pikmin 2 is 2004.
Yeah.
Alright. So I think, like, Ned was... Well, it was a thing. So I would assume, like, people sent in emails.
Yeah.
I really like this music.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely something I would expect to hear at, like, the beginning of a documentary.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just like space. Such a vast thing.
Oh, this is an interesting email. I thought we went to Happy Hogatate Savings and Loan, and we went to all devouring
black hole loan
sharks.
Good God.
Oh, I love that email, and you always get it. It's a guaranteed scripted one.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, it might be scripted for the first time that you don't get treasures in a day, because you have infinite days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So about that map.
Yeah.
So I know that in Pikmin 1, for the most part, the map kind of was like whatever was on the whole screen.
Yeah.
So for this map,
Yeah.
will it like expand around a little?
Yeah, so you get to like scroll from side to side, because sometimes but you got to do that last time too.
Okay.
I think the scroll was a little bit more fiddly, but that's really the only difference. Yeah, so we get this guy, and he does the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the same thing as all of them, except he's on fire.
Gotcha.
So you can't engage with the strongest Pikmin. It precludes you from using purple Pikmin.
Right.
Unless you get them into water, which also precludes using purple Pikmin.
Now that I think about it, like, we have all these expendable pick carrots, I would think.
Yeah. And he lost a shipment of pick carrots. Yeah. That's never explained. I mean, for a game mechanic, like, you want to use these for that. Oh, I think the difference is that those were like the special golden pick carrots. So it's like bottles of, box wine versus aged, wonderful, ultra reserve wine.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It would take a lot of like, what's the premier brand of box wine? The one that like all the college students know?
Not White Claw?
But okay, wherever you are, dear viewers, because we might have people all over in different regions, whatever the bad box wine that you know, take a lot of those bottles to make up for just one bottle of like, ultra reserve.
But like, what I was thinking is like, I definitely think they could sell pick carrots on the side.
Yeah. Swooping snitch bug. So this thing will pick up Pikmin and chuck them into the ground and replant them.
Oh.
And it makes them go instantly back into leaves because they start the life cycle.
Oh.
Yeah. Do not
Interesting.
Yeah. So they're just here to be assholes. They don't need them for food. They just want to be dicks.
Like, imagine I mean, because I know, like, the Pikmin changing from, like, leaf to flower isn't necessarily, like, evolution, per se. But, like, it literally yeets the growth of the Pikmin.
Yeah. I mean, like, a lot of these creatures, when you have Pikmin on them, and they're fighting, and then it does, like, the little shake-off, they will lose their flowers on the shake-off sometimes. So it's not inconceivable that they have their flowers yeeted off, because every other creature gets to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And, yeah, we encounter the violet candy pop bud, his spectralids, these are really pretty. Yeah, little butterflies. And so the reason why they are the colors that they are because the little droplets that they drop. So the yellow ones always drop nectar for your Pikmin. And now that we understand about the potions, the red ones will drop spicy potion, and the purple ones drop bitter potion.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but how okay are you with us using, like, your name on this? At least your first name.
I don't care.
Okay. But yeah.
I also find it interesting that it tells you how many of said species you've defeated.
Yeah.
But also how many Pikmin you've lost to it.
Oh, yeah. So if you weren't as cautious as I was, you could assess, like, the relative danger that each of these posed to your Pikmin. So, for example, like, you probably have more Pikmin defeated by the Snagret than by this thing.
Yeah.
It's because this one has, like, a very defined attack pattern. This one will go after you.
Right.
Yeah. And there are certain things that just, Pikmin lost, it doesn't even bother to tell you 0 because it can't do damage. It will even do, what is it? Like, the basic plants that you run into. So you can learn about these if you wanted to. Yeah. Okay, so Kyle, this game has a lot more hints as to where you are.
Nice.
You want to... So, this is a clear hint. One of the treasures that you get to collect.
Yes,
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah. That's a pretty big hint as to where we are. You know what's another big hint?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's where we are. Yeah. That's pretty conclusive. Yeah. Scrap. Can you imagine running into, like, this much scrap metal all at once?
Dude.
Yeah. Like, if that's how tall you were, and then you just ran by, like, oh, that's a lot of aluminum.
Yeah, that's pretty hefty.
That's so much. Like, aluminum's not very expensive, but at the same time, like, the Napoleon quote, quantity has a quality all its own. Yeah.
So now another thing that I thought about is considering how small, like, Olimar is and his people.
Yeah.
I wondered, like, man, they would be able to take up a lot of space on a planet as big as ours.
Yeah.
So did they ever go into how big their planet is?
I don't think so. They just have, like, the relative sizes of the people relative to our things. Yeah. But yeah, they don't compare, like, the relative sizes of planets. Yeah. Also, the size of a creature is not determinate on the size of the planet usually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you have, like, turbo gravity and you have, like, 30 times Earth gravity, like, that's going to limit you. But like, the difference between, like, going dinosaur size and being human size, at least on Earth, so take all this with a grain of salt, is oxygen content. So we have less oxygen than they did back then. Right. So they were allowed to grow bigger. So if you take a dinosaur back now, like, if you tried to do Jurassic Park, basically, they just suffocate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if we tried to go into, like, 1,000 feet in the air and tried to inhale and have a nice, clean breath. Yeah. We'd just suffocate.
Okay.
And so would they.
But I was just wondering, like, for Olimar's planet, would it be something where it would be, like, to scale with Earth?
Oh yeah, I don't think they've gone into that.
Okay.
But yeah, so judging by the fact that everything is just a little bit smaller, like all of the life forms, like this is in relation. That's a relatively small frog.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you fought frogs, those would be absolutely massive. Actually, Nintendo, idea for future Pikmin games. Have them fight just like regular sized toads instead of these tiny things.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a boss fight because these Wollywogs are just hateful creatures and I hate them because if you kill them, if they run out of health, they get like one last dying attack and their attack is just stomping all of your dudes, right? So if you kill them while they're in the air, their last attack still registers.
Ew, that's disgusting.
Yeah. So if you want to make that into a boss fight, that would be an interesting one to explore. But yeah, considering how small relatively each of these creatures are, this might just be a time way into the future where there's just less oxygen on the planet.
Yeah.
Global warming, much. Na-na-na-na-na. Anyway.
I think this is a good place to end.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I cannot wait
yeah.
to see
More of this.
Yes.
Yo. Yes.
Because just in this, like, video alone, we have discovered so much cool shit.
Yeah. Okay, dear viewers, that's gonna be us for today. If you haven't subscribed, or actually, if you have subscribed, then you will be receiving our newsletters about world domination soon. And if you haven't subscribed, unsubscribe. Figure out how to do that and post that in the comments. Post results. All right, we will see you whenever we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh wait, we had a Roman theme. Hail, legionary. I think that's both hello and goodbye.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye. All right.